When upgrading current units or using a PTAC for your next project, consider the #1 guest complaint: noise. While leisure guests account for a significant amount of room nights, business travel really drives the hospitality industry. And most road warriors will tell you that a noisy PTAC unit will detract from their guest experience and can rob them of a good night's sleep. A noisy PTAC unit can raise the noise levels inside the room as much as 60 decibels, create difficulty hearing during phone conversations, cause the guests to try to mask the noise by raising the volume on the television or radio, potentially disturbing other guests, make concentration challenging, or create an environment where sleep is uncomfortable or difficult. LG has heard the concerns of both the business traveler and the hotel owner and taken them into consideration when designing our new PTAC unit. Those same considerations have helped us to produce a unit that is both highly efficient and incredibly quiet. In fact, LG's PTAC has been independently verified through simultaneous testing against the other major industry brands to be the quietest PTAC unit on the market. Here's how it was done. We started with the 5 major brands of PTAC units, LG's PTAC and our 4 leading competitors. We conducted 3 types of tests: setup noise levels, sound pressure level, and noise reduction. We started with 5 brand new units, 12,000 BTU heat pump models, straight out of the box. Each unit was placed in the existing PTAC sleeve in the building facade. We measured their initial noise levels using sound reading equipment positioned 5 feet in front of the unit. Various combinations of fan and heating and cooling settings were tested and then plotted on charts. LG outperformed the competition by at least 10% in almost every instance. Using a Brule & Kjær 2260 Environmental Analyzer octave band meter, we measured the sound pressure level 5 feet in front of the unit. And the result? LG's PTAC sound pressure levels were below the competitors in every instance. High levels of diffuse pink noise, the kind of noise you would hear if a jet aircraft was going overhead, were played inside the hotel room. The Brule & Kjær 2260 was positioned 3 feet in front of the unit in the guest room. Outdoor readings were also taken on each unit. The Brule & Kjær was positioned 3 feet from the unit on the outside of the building. Environmental conditions were the same in each test. The outdoor temperature was 40 degrees Fahrenheit, dry, and with normal wind. The results? With a noise isolation class or NIC rating of 31, LG's PTAC performed as well or better than its competitors. Whisper quiet. That's LG's PTAC. Model LP120 HED is 6 to 12 decibels quieter than the quietest of the 4 equivalent units. There are 3 components in any PTAC that create noise: the compressor, the motors, and the fans. While all 5 PTAC units have these 3 components in common, the respective designs of these components are critical to the resulting noise and/or sound signature of each unit. Let's start with the compressor. Competitors B, D, and E all had compressor noise, while competitor B's compressor had a distinct rattle. The LG PTAC's high-efficiency rotary compressor is designed to be quiet throughout its entire range and period of operation. We manufacture our own compressor, which gives us the ability to control the overall quality of the compressor while still focusing on its performance. It was designed as an integral part of the sealed refrigeration system. This is one of the reasons for its extremely quiet startup and operation. The next component to target is the fan. Competitors B, C, D, and E have squirrel cage blower fans like those found in window air conditioners. These are noisy because they cannot direct air straight up and out of the discharge grill. Due to the design of that style fan, all of the air is directed to the sides, which results in a high volume of air being forced through an opening that is too small. The resulting high pressure air raises the unit's noise and/or sound signature significantly. Try placing your hand over the center of the discharge grill of our competitors' PTAC units. You will discover that no air is being discharged through the center and only from the sides of the grill. Fan startup accounts for a spike in the ambient noise level, so most hotels will run their PTAC fans in the continuous mode. The constant sound from the fan creates what is referred to as a white noise. This type of noise is suppressed or ignored by your subconscious and becomes a part of the environment. While this noise may become normal to the guest, a high level of fan noise can create difficulty when guests are trying to watch television or make phone calls. The tangential cross-flow fan that is used on LG's PTAC features offset, segmented blades that provide quiet, even airflow across the entire face of the discharge grill. The very nature of the design of this fan ensures the lower sound levels that will enhance guest comfort and leave a positive impression with all of your guests. The last component is the motor. Competitors B, D, and E have a single motor to power both the indoor and outdoor fans. This larger motor means more noise, especially on startup. This design also means that there is a high level of noise in the guest room even when the competitor's PTAC unit is in the fan-only mode, which should be the quietest setting. While LG's PTAC and competitor C both have two separate fans, indoor and outdoor, the similarity stops there. Although competitor C's PTAC design utilizes two motors, it still uses the squirrel cage fan design. And while it's quieter than some of the other units, it's still much louder than the LG PTAC. The dual motors in LG's PTAC are positioned on two separate planes so that the noise from one motor is isolated from the other. This design allows the LG unit to have two smaller and more energy efficient motors. The size of these motors decreases the noise, sound signature, and the overall weight of the LG unit. With PTAC noise being the #1 guest complaint in the hospitality industry, hotel owners and general managers cannot afford to overlook this issue when deciding which PTAC to purchase. So choose the PTAC that will make your guests notice that they had a great night's sleep. With a sound level 6 to 12 decibels lower than the lowest competitor, LG's PTAC is the one to choose, whether for replacement, renovation, or new construction. When you need a PTAC, call your local LG dealer or distributor.